Mercy was born in October 27th, 1985 in Nandi, but she grew up in Nairobi. And then later on we moved to Nyanza, Kamagambo, where she started her primary education. Then again we moved to Nairobi until when she was 605, she went to a boarding school in Kisii until she finished her standard 8, where she passed very highly and joined Kenya High.
My sister, I knew her from the time I was born. She's 3 years older than me. Yeah, so we grew up together. I have a younger brother, but it was mostly me and my sister. We were always in pairs. I remember there was a time we used to live in Lenana Road. We used to climb cupboard and everything. We were tomboys, practically. Yeah, there was once she climbed on the top and told me, no, why don't you join me? So in the process of joining, I slipped and fell and cracked my skull. Yeah, but it was just part of the adventures we had. And when I came in, I hugged my dad and we cried. I also hugged my mom and we cried together with also my brother.
I did not talk to anyone. I went straight to my bed. And I really cried. I really cried. The whole night, I did not sleep.
We have felt so lonely, we have felt so weak, we have felt so scared.
Two family members decide it's time to go out and have some fun. A quiet night of drinks and chatting turns into one of drama as one of the family members is discovered dead the following morning. What exactly happened to a journalism master student, Mercy Keino? Here is part 1 of Case Files. This is Mercy. Mercy Keino went to the same university as Careen Chepchumba. A 26-year-old woman was discovered dead inside her apartment in the city's Kilimani area on Valentine's Day of 2012. Mercy met her death somewhere between a house and a highway. The two died under a cloud of mystery, but their killings have stuck with their families and an anxious public still asking the hard questions. Why did they have to die, and who was behind the separate, if unrelated killings?
Mercy was our firstborn daughter. Mercy loved going to church. Mercy's uniqueness is that she was a kind person. She wasn't rough in any way, very kind and soft-spoken. I would say the other two children, I have 2 children now. They are no longer children, they are adult. They are both in university. But the 2 are more aggressive, but Mercy was more gentle. That is the uniqueness with her. She was also very friendly. I remember all the time she would hang around me and we would share a lot with her.
At one point, Careen and Mercy were good friends. They will visit each other, but not too often. The two were both 26 years at the time of their mysterious deaths. The two girls were ambitious, outgoing, and shared a church. Their deaths have now become a subject of a public inquest. Their killers having evaded the system and left the families groping in the dark for answers. This is the story of Mercy Keino. Mercy will have celebrated her 30th birth in September 2014. She was planning to get married and maybe she could have fulfilled her dream of joining the mainstream media as a journalist. Mercy was a journalism master's student at the University of Nairobi, where she was set to graduate in December 2011. But 7 months before her graduation, the unthinkable happened.
I was in this compound. Not really that I had heard about her passing away, but I was told that she never reported back to the house. And I was just at home here. Of course, by then I was working in University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, and while my wife was in Nairobi, so they were staying together. And then she went for an evening party, and I was told the following day that she has not turned up. I was a bit surprised.
The father says it was unlike Mercy to spend the night away from their home without informing the parents. Mercy had, however, during the day told the family she was going for a party with her niece and friend, Scholastica Kamemba. Her oldest sister says she knew something was wrong.
I was looking forward to meeting her because, you know, my dad had just gotten me a laptop, so I was like, let me go out to go and show her my laptop. Then on Saturday morning is when, that was, I think it was 19th of June, is when Ronnie called me, her fiance. He called me asking if I've talked to Mercy. And I was like, no, I haven't talked to her. Then I had a bad feeling. I even cried. I was like, now what's going on? Why is she not reachable? I just kept quiet and went on with my day. Ronnie said that he'll call my mom after she left church. So
Scholar, as she was fondly referred to, had told Mercy she had been invited for an evening party at the luxurious Wasini apartments along Waiyaki Way in Westlands. Minutes turned into hours. No word about Mercy's whereabouts. The father, who was in Kericho at the time, was now a worried man.
We got the information that the friend that she was with said that she disappeared in the night. So we knew that there is something wrong. So I started traveling to Nairobi. I drove the whole night until I was able to reach Nairobi at 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. Well, I was going to Nairobi. I was hoping that probably she decided to go to some friend's place. At some point I thought probably she was kidnapped because I was only relying on the information that had been given to me. But then I kept on inquiring among the friends because I was given the number of the friends. I started calling the friends one by one. And apparently all of them were telling me that everything was okay.
Running into almost 14 hours since Mercy was seen alive, the father says it was time to cast their search net elsewhere. They visited one police station after another before ending up at the city mortuary. Mercy was unrecognizable. Her body had been reduced to pieces. Part of her skull and brains were missing. The father says it was the most traumatic experience ever in his life.
I was the only one who would identify the body because there were some of my friends who had gone inside, but they could not identify the body because she was in bad shape. Personally, I wasn't very sure of my reaction because that was going to be my first time to see my own child, dead. So I called my friends, I called my pastors, and they came and then they accompanied me to see the body. And surely when I saw her, it was not very easy to identify but I was able to positively identify them.
Now that was a realization that actually Mercy passed away.
It took police investigators even longer to establish that Mercy might not have been a victim of a hit-and-run incident. Case Files walks back in time. The drama behind Mercy Keino's death started on the 17th of July 2011. Mercy had left home and met her niece, Scholastica Kamemba. Scholar had told Mercy that her friend Jacqueline Wamuyo Bubi, a second-year biology of conservation student at the University of Nairobi, had invited her for a party in the city's Westlands area. Jacqueline had told Scholar that her friend, identified as More, had called her and informed her about a party at Waiyaki apartments. Jacqueline says Scholar, her fellow church member and friend of 4 years, agreed to show up for the party but asked if she'll bring along a friend. That friend was her aunt, Mercy Keino. Scholar and Mercy met Jacqueline at a petrol station along Waiyaki Way, where 2 other people joined them. From a distance, Jackie says she saw 3 other women who will later join them at Waiyaki luxury apartments. The 3, Scholar, Mercy and Jacqueline, were ushered into a taxi. But before leaving, a man took down their names on a piece of paper. Waiyaki Apartments strategically sits along Church Road off Waiyaki Way. The premises have a gym, a restaurant and serviced apartments. 3 taxis pulled into the compound, one carrying Mercy and her niece Scholar. The second one was carrying the man who took the particulars of the 3 women, and the third one with 3 other women. Case Files will first revisit the story of Mercy Keino's mysterious murder through the eyes of her niece. As the night progressed, a total of 19 revelers arrived at the premises. Scholar and her aunt sat on one table. Scholar says she asked for wine, as did her aunt Mercy Keino. On the table, 5 other people, among them 2 women. Scholar says they felt uncomfortable when they were reminded that they needed to carry themselves as revelers who were dined and wined at a 5-star hotel. Placing their handbags on the chairs like children was discouraged. As the evening progressed, they were joined by about 4 more girls, and the party continued. According to Scholar's statement given to the police, at around 10 p.m. the gathering had a new visitor, Kiambu County Governor William Kabogo, at the time the Juja Member of Parliament. He joined Scholar and Mercy Keino's table. The then Member of Parliament came with a bottle of whiskey and asked them if they needed some. Scholar says she declined, but Mercy told the Member of Parliament she wanted some. Scholar says it was a very strong alcoholic drink and appeared very expensive. Scholar says the night turned into an uneasy one. Her aunt Mercy Keino had taken 1 drink too many. She had gotten drunk and become uncontrollable. Scholar paints a picture of a woman who got drunk and became overly unruly. Scholar claims that Mercy will rise up from her seat and loiter everywhere in the house. Mercy will at times run to the reception area, forcing Scholar to bring her back. Scholastica says she could not at times keep up with Mercy's actions because she admits she was not completely sober herself. It was a party, she says, and they had to celebrate. But Mercy's father insists that the woman Scholar was describing to the police was not the Mercy he had known for 2.5 decades. In fact, the father says he doesn't recall an instance where Mercy told her she used to drink, let alone hear it from a family friend.
She also mentioned to me that Mercy was drunk. That was the first time I was told about Mercy and alcohol. We didn't know, and we are not sure about it.
The distance between the highway and Waiyaki apartments is less than 1,000 meters. That is the distance that a very drunk Mercy Keino covered in minutes, outpacing her niece and 2 security guards. What exactly happened that night. Case Files takes a short break.